silence. Not the peaceful kind that eats sound. 30,000 people hold their breath in the awakening arena, and for 3 full seconds, the world forgets how to make noise. Then the laughter hits. It comes in waves. First from the front rows, the elite cadets in white and gold. Then the middle deck, merchants and guild scouts. Finally, the upper balconies, where even the poor know when something is worthless. A boy stands alone on the black marble platform. His hands still glows faint blue from the measurement stone. Above him, the colossal screen displays his verdict in clean, merciless numbers. Rank F. Void storage 1 cubic meter. Potential 0. Combat value null. The boy is 17. Dark hair, lean build, eyes that have not slept in 3 days. His name is Ash Vance. And according to everything this world believes, he just became less than nothing. A voice cuts through the laughter. Nasal, amused, belongs to a young man with silver cufflinks and too much cologne. Kale Dresnik, third son of the Dresnik trade empire. Rank a spatial distortion user. The same person who, 3 days ago, promised to sponsor Ash's sister's treatment if Ash awakened anything useful. The same person who now laughs loudest because Kale Dresnik never intended to help. He intended to watch. Ash does not speak. He does not move. His eyes drift to the west gate, where medical drones hover, where his sister Lily lies in a sterile pod, her lung crystals growing thicker every hour. The treatment costs 48,000 credits. The Academy only covers treatment for cadets rank B or above. Ash Vance is rank F, the lowest. He steps off the platform. The screen dims. The laughter follows him all the way to the exit. The evening news runs the clip 17 times. By midnight, the hashtag VoidZero trends on every social feed in the eastern sector. Memes of a boy trying to store a mountain inside a shoebox. The world has decided what Ash Vance is. The world is very, very good at deciding things. It is wrong about almost everything. Because at 3:17 a.m., in the underground medical ward his family can no longer afford, Ash sits beside his sister's pod and activates the void. Not the way the instructors taught. The way his body understood before his brain did. A single cubic meter of absolute nothing. A perfect cube. And when he reaches inside it, not with his hand, with the edge, the corner of that cube touches a steel feeding tray. The tray falls apart, not sliced, not broken. The piece inside the cube simply ceases to exist. A cut cleaner than any plasma blade. 0 resistance, 0 sound, 0 dust. Ash stares at the half-eaten tray. His heart hammers. His mind races through every physics class, every word they used to define void storage. They said it was a container. They never asked what happens at the edge. Ash Vance does not have a storage ability. He has a cutting edge that exists in 0 dimensions. A blade made of the literal boundary between something and nothing. He has the power to execute space itself. And somewhere above him, in the Dresnik penthouse, Kale Dresnik is sipping expensive wine and checking his social feed, completely unaware that the boy he humiliated today just became the most dangerous person in the city. The world calls abilities talents. Every child at 16 undergoes awakening. The stone reads their neural signature and manifests a power. There are 12 ranks. F means trash. S means sovereign. The government pays you a stipend. The military recruits you. Your family eats. Your siblings get medicine. The gap between ranks is not a ladder. It is a canyon. The part of the city where streetlights flicker and the air tastes like burnt copper. His mother works 3 jobs. His father is a data ghost, dead in the last beast tide. His body never recovered. Lily, his younger sister, breathes through a tube because crystal beast spores burrowed into her lungs 3 years ago. The spores are alive. They grow. They feed on oxygen and tissue, and in 6 months, they will fill her chest cavity completely. The only cure costs 48,000 credits. The hospital gives you 6 months to pay. They have used 3. So Ash awakened. He pinned every scrap of hope on that stone, and when the screen lit up with F, he felt something die behind his ribs. Not hope. Hope had already died weeks ago, watching Lily's lips turn blue. What died was the last thread of his belief that the world operated on justice. Because why would it? Look at Kale Dresnik. Born rich, awakened rank A, spends his days mocking the desperate. That is not an exception. That is the rule. The first person to react differently is a girl. Her name is Nomi. She works as a junior medic in the underground ward, and she is the one who finds Ash at 4 a.m. surrounded by cut metal and breathing like he just ran a marathon. She is not beautiful in the way web dramas define beauty. Her hair is short and uneven, cut with kitchen scissors. Her eyes are tired. She has a limp from a childhood bone crystal infection. When she speaks, she does not waste syllables. What did you... Nomi looks at him, and her tired eyes get very, very awake. The stone said F. It was wrong. Nomi does not argue. She is a medic. She understands that diagnosis can be incorrect. She stands up, wipes her hands on her coat, and says the words that change everything. Show me, on something alive. Ash hesitates. Using an ability on living tissue without a combat license is a felony. Nomi reads his face. There is a rat infestation in the sub-basement. The rats carry spores. They bite patients. Ash follows her down 5 flights of stairs into the cold, damp sub-basement. Nomi points. A spore-infected rat gnaws on a cable in the corner. Its eyes glow faint green. Ash extends his hand. The void cube manifests, invisible to Nomi but real to him. He positions the edge. The cube edge touches the rat's neck. The head falls. No blood. No resistance. The cut is so clean that the nerve endings do not register pain before the brain separates from the body. Nomi exhales. It is the only sound she makes. When she speaks again, her voice is steady but quieter. They will kill you if they find out. Not the government. The families. The S-rank lineages. Do you understand why? Ash understands. He is not stupid. He has watched the world long enough to know how power works. A blade that cuts anything means every S-rank in the world is suddenly vulnerable, and vulnerable people get very, very aggressive. What do I do? Ash asks. Nomi pulls out her datapad and swipes to a file. Tomorrow, the beast-tied drills start. If you want to prove your ability, you need to enter the drill. Unofficially. Ash does not type his name. He types 4 letters. 0. Nomi raises an eyebrow. 0, because 1 cubic meter of nothing is 0, and because they made me 0. So I'll become 0. And 0 can cut through anything. She does not smile. Nomi rarely smiles, but something shifts in her posture. For the first time, Ash sees not just a tired medic. He sees a person who has been waiting a long time for someone to stop being afraid. By dawn, the feeds are still mocking Ash Vance. In the Dresnik penthouse, Kale watches the feeds over breakfast. He is bored. Humiliating Ash was fun for exactly 90 minutes. Now he needs a new toy. His assistant Vecker scrolls the morning reports. The VoidZero tag is still trending, sir. Engagement is up 200%. Good. Keep going. Sponsor some of the meme accounts. I want his face on every corner by the end of the week. He does not know that Ash Vance is registering for the same drill. Far below, in the flickering light of the underground ward, Ash presses his forehead against his sister's pod and whispers something only she can hear. I'm going to get the money, and then I'm going to make them all see. Lily does not unconscious, her chest rising and falling with mechanical assistance. But the monitors beep, steady, waiting. The sun rises over Sector 17 like a bloodshot eye. The beast-tied drill site is 80 kilometers north, where the old city walls meet the deadlands where monitors spawn. Ash rides in the back of a supply truck, hidden among crates, wearing a borrowed volunteer vest and a mask covering half his face. Nomi sits beside him. She volunteered as a field medic. Remember, she says, do not use the edge unless you have no choice. They will analyze every combat log. If they see a cut that does not match any known ability, they will investigate. Use the storage function only. Carry supplies. Be invisible. I know. Do you? Because the moment you see someone in danger, you will want to act. That is who you are. The drill site is chaos organized into grids. Cadets in formation. Instructors barking orders. Drone cameras hovering like mechanical flies. The drill simulates a minor beast-tied, crystal hounds and spine rats, manageable for cadets rank C and above. The goal is simple. Clear the zone, protect the mock civilian camp, earn points. Points become recommendations. Recommendations become military commissions. Commissions become money. Ash carries a medkit and a water crate. He moves through the staging area unseen. Volunteers are furniture. No one looks at him. At 07:45, the siren sounds. The drill begins. The first wave comes from the tree line. Crystal hounds, quadrupedal, razor-backed, their skin embedded with mineral growths that deflect low-tier attacks. 20 of them. Cadets engage in formation. Flames, energy bolts, kinetic blasts. The noise is enormous. The ground shakes. Ash stays behind the barrier. Watches. Learns. The cadets are competent but arrogant. They compete for points instead of covering each other. A girl with lightning abilities zaps 3 hounds and poses for a drone cam. Her flank is open. A hound breaks through. The hound charges. Its crystal teeth gleam. Ash moves, not because he thinks, because his body has already decided. He does not use the edge. He uses the cube. A single cubic meter of void opens directly in front of the hound's head. The creature runs into it. Its skull enters the cube. The rest of its body keeps moving. The head simply ceases to exist. The body crumples, sliding forward with no head, no blood, just a sudden impossible absence. No one sees the cube. They only see the hound die. A voice from the central command tent blares over the speakers. Volunteer 739. Identify your ability. Now. Ash stands frozen. The mask hides his face, but not the fear in his eyes. Nomi is already moving, already opening her mouth to invent an excuse. but someone else speaks first. Kale Dresnik, flank leader, emerges from the main formation. His eyes are on the drone cam feed. Wait, I know that spatial signature. That's a Void user. But there's only one Void user in this sector. His smile spreads. Vance, is that you under the mask? Kale's distortion field activates. A wave of bent space pulls Ash's mask off his face. The drone cam zooms in. The face of Ash Vance appears on every screen in the command tent, every military monitor, every social feed that is live streaming the drill. For one heartbeat, there is silence streaming the drill. For one heartbeat, there is silence. Then Kale laughs. You came back for more humiliation. Guards remove the trash. Two military officers step forward. But the command tent doors burst open. A woman in a black uniform strides out. Colonel Mira Ven. Colonel Ven stares at the combat log. Then at Ash. She does not laugh. She does not smile. She asks a single question. Can you do it again? Ash nods. His throat is dry. His heart is a drum. Then you will. We have a Category 3 anomaly approaching the north perimeter, a crystal behemoth. The cadets are not rated for it. My soldiers are 20 minutes out. You just killed a hound with a storage ability. You will assist the defense until reinforcements arrive. Kale's smile vanishes. Colonel, this is absurd. He's rank F. He's a meme. Ash walks toward the north perimeter. The ground trembles. Something enormous is coming. The drone cams follow him. The live feed to the military network tags his face automatically. The VoidZero hashtag stops trending. A new tag rises. 0-second chance. The world is watching, and for the first time, it is not laughing. The behemoth clears the tree line at 0812. It is 6 meters tall, a walking mountain of crystal plates and gray leathery flesh. Each step digs a crater. Its roar is a physical pressure wave that shatters 3 drone cams mid-flight. Ash runs forward. The void cube is 1 cubic meter. The behemoth is massive. He cannot kill it with a single cut unless he hits something vital. He does not know where the heart is. But the leg is mechanical leverage. Cut the leg, the thing falls. The behemoth raises a massive forelimb to crush a tent. Ash slides to a stop, extends his hand, and opens the cube directly in the path of the descending limb. The leg separates, boundary vanishes. The leg inside the cube's boundary vantage joint. The behemoth tilts, roars, collapses onto its side with an impact that throws dust 50 meters high. Silence, the kind that comes after impossibility. The command tent erupts in shouts. Analysts stare at screens. The combat log reads the same as before. Void storage activation. Object entered cube. Object ceased to exist. No energy discharge, no kinetic transfer, just absence. Colonel Ven's voice returns, and for the first time, there is something other than coldness in it. Interest. Sharp, calculating interest. 0 status. It's down, not dead. Can you finish it? Ash looks at the behemoth. It is struggling to rise on 3 limbs, its 5 eyes scattered asymmetrically, all focused on him. It understands on some primal level that the small creature in front of it is dangerous. I need to reach the head. Dresnik, the colonel barks. Create an opening. Kale's voice is tight. With respect, Colonel, I am not. That was an order. Kale moves. His spatial distortion is rank A for a reason. He twists space around the behemoth's head, creating a localized gravity well that forces the creature's neck to the ground. Their eyes meet across the dusty field. Kale hates him. Ash can feel it radiating like heat. But right now, they are both following orders. Ash sprints. The behemoth's skull is massive. He cannot take the entire head. He must be precise. Touch the spot where skull meets spine. The cube opens. The edge touches. A chunk of skull, brain, and spinal cord the size of an oven simply vanishes. The behemoth's 5s go dark simultaneously. Its body slumps, dead. The weight of its collapse shakes the ground one final time. The world reacts. The VoidZero memes get flooded with new posts. Confusion. Denial. Someone edits a screenshot of Ash on the behemoth's corpse captioned, "Storage this." In the Dresnik penthouse, Kale's father, Lucan, watches the live feed with an expression of focused displeasure. I thought you said the boy was harmless. The stone gave him storage. That is not storage. That is spatial excision, a talent that has not appeared in 300 years. Lucan sets not in 300 years. Look, deep beneath the military academy, in a vault that requires 7 biometric locks, an ancient woman in a chair made of living crystal opens her eyes. She is the Oracle of the Eastern Sector, a rank S precognitive who has not spoken in 11 years. Her attendants freeze as she parts her lips. The edge has awakened, she whispers. The law of space returns. Prepare the invitation. Back at the drill site, Colonel Ven pulls Ash into a private tent. The military will want to recruit you. The families will want to control you. The media will want to devour you. What do you want? Ash does not hesitate. My sister. She needs treatment. 48,000 credits. Ven nods as if she expected this. I can authorize the payment. The military has discretionary medical funds, But there is a condition. You will join my special operations unit. You will train. You will deploy. You will follow orders. In exchange, your sister gets treatment, your mother gets relocation to secure housing, and you get protection from the families who will otherwise try to dissect you in a lab. Ash thinks about Lily's blue lips, the mechanical breathing, the clock ticking down. I accept. Outside the tent, Nomi waits. When Ash emerges, she falls into step beside him. You did well. I almost exposed everything. Almost as not did. And now you have military backing. That changes the equation. They walk toward the supply trucks. The sun is high now. The drill officially concluded early. Kale Dresnick stands apart, arms crossed, face unreadable. He does not speak, but his eyes promise something. This is not over. Ash does not care. He is thinking about Lily, about the moment he will walk into her new room and tell her the treatment is paid for. But when they reach the underground ward that evening, the bed is empty. The pot is gone. A single nurse stands where Lily should be, her face pale, her hands trembling. I'm sorry. Men came. They had papers. They took her an hour ago. Ash's world tilts. Who? Where? I don't know. They wore black. One of them had a silver pin, a tree. The Dresnick crest. The possibility of relief shatters. In its place, something else ignites, something cold. Something that has been waiting in the dark behind his heart for 3 years, feeding on every humiliation, every sneer, every moment of powerlessness. Ash Vance turns and walks out of the ward. He does not run. Running implies panic. This is not panic. This is purpose. Nomi follows. She does not try to stop him. She is a medic. She understands that some wounds cannot be bandaged. What are you going to do? She asks. Ash does not answer, but his hand opens, and in the space between his fingers, the void cube flickers, visible now because he wants it to be. A perfect black cube, its edges sharper than any blade ever forged. Zero is going to the Dresnick Tower, and the law of space does not negotiate. The Dresnick Trade Tower is a spike of glass and steel in the heart of the central sector. 80 floors. Private security with rank B abilities, surveillance drones at every entrance. Ash stands across the street, hidden in the shadow of a delivery tunnel, watching the lobby. It is past midnight. The tower glows with the quiet arrogance of power that never sleeps. He is not stupid enough to walk through the front door. The tower structural plans, available on a public contractor database, show a maintenance shaft that runs from the sub-basement to the residential floors. Ash discovered 2 hours ago that his ability is not limited to one static cube. He can move it. Slowly, with immense concentration, but he can move it. He can pass it through walls. The edge, applied to the wall of the maintenance shaft, carves a perfect 1 cubic meter hole through concrete, rebar, and insulation. The material inside the cube vanishes. What remains is a tunnel. He drops into the shaft, climbs. The cube leads the way, carving a path through obstacles. At the 40th floor, the shaft opens into a service corridor. Ash pulls himself out, covered in grime. He checks the datapad Nomi gave him. It contains a hacked directory, medical equipment registered on the 55th floor, private medical suite. The Dresnicks have their own hospital wing. He moves through the corridor unseen. The void cube, positioned directly in front of a camera lens, deletes the light entering it. The camera records a 1-second gap of pure black. No alert triggers. The system thinks it is a glitch. He passes through 7 camera zones like a ghost. The 55th floor is behind a biometric door. Ash cannot replicate a retina, but the wall next to the door is drywall over steel frame. He steps into the medical suite. It is white and sterile and wrong. The beds are empty, but at the far end of the corridor, a single room glows with active monitors. Ash walks toward it. His footsteps make no sound on the antimicrobial floor. The door is open. Inside, Lily lies in a pod identical to the one in the underground ward. Her vitals are stable, sedated, not harmed. And standing beside her, holding a glass of wine and a tablet, is Kale Dresnick. He looks up as Ash enters. His expression shifts through surprise, amusement, and finally to something colder. Sharper. Well, that was fast. I told Father you would come. He thought you'd wait for morning. I knew you were reckless. Step away from her. Kale does not step away. He sets down the wine glass and taps his tablet. The pod's monitors flicker. A new line appears on the screen. Sedative Crevasse. Remote control active. Here is how this works, Vance. My father wants your cooperation. You will sign a binding contract with the Dresnick family. In exchange, your sister lives. If you refuse, I press this button, and the sedative dose increases by a factor of 10. She will not wake up. The medical report will say crystal spore complications. No one will investigate. Ash's hands shake. His vision tunnels. The void cube flickers at the edge of his awareness, but he cannot use it. Kale is too close to Lily. A stray edge, a miscalculation, and he could kill her himself. You're a monster, Ash says. I'm a businessman, like my father. Kale smiles. not cruelly, satisfied. The smile of someone who is winning a game they have played 1,000 times. He needs a third option. His mind races. The cube. The edge. The sedative override is a tablet, a digital device. Delete the processor, the function dies. But the tablet is in Kale's hand, inches from Lily's pod. He needs Kale to move. Ash exhales, lowers his head, feigns defeat. I'll sign. Kale's smile widens. He steps away from the pod, toward a desk where a printed contract waits. The tablet is still in his hand, but the distance between the tablet and Lily is now 2 meters. 2 meters is enough. Ash opens the cube, not next to himself. Next to Kale, the edge touches the tablet. The bottom third of the device, processor, battery, memory, vanishes. The screen goes black. Kale stares at the dead device in his hand. Ash moves. He crosses the distance in 3 steps. His fist connects with Kale's jaw. It is not a trained punch. It is a desperate, furious 3 years of hatred punch. Kale staggers. His spatial distortion activates on reflex, warping the air around Ash. But Ash has already opened a second cube directly in front of Kale's face. Not cutting. The distortion wave hits the Void cube and stops. Void absorbs everything, including distorted space. Kale's eyes go wide. For the first time in his life, his rank A ability meets something it cannot affect. Ash does not let him finish. The cube shifts. Its edge rests against Kale's throat. 1 millimeter closer, and the Dresnik heir loses his head. Call off your father. Tell him the contract is void. Tell him my sister leaves with me. Tell him if anyone from your family comes near us again, I will not stop at the tablet. Kale's throat bobs against the cube's edge. A thin line of blood appears. He fumbles for his communicator. Father, it's me. The plan failed. He's here. He has a blade at my throat. No, not a blade. The void. He can weaponize the void. A pause. Lukan Dresnik's voice crackles through the speaker. Calm, cold. Put him on. Kale holds out the communicator. Ash speaks loudly enough for the microphone to pick up. Lukan Dresnik, I am leaving this tower with my sister. If you try to stop me, your son dies. If you ever touch my family again, I will carve your entire bloodline out of existence. Do you understand? Silence. Then a soft, dry chuckle. I understand, Mr. Vance. Ash withdraws the cube. Kale gasps, staggers, presses a hand to his bleeding throat. Move, Ash says. They take the private elevator. Lily's pod is on a mobile gurney, pushed by 2 terrified medics. The lobby is empty. Lukan cleared. A medical transport waits outside. Nomi is already there, standing next to the vehicle, her tired eyes sharp with readiness. Got your message, she says. Military hospital is prepped. Colonel Ven sent an escort. 2 black uniformed soldiers flank the transport. The Dresniks are powerful, but the military is another kind of power, and right now, Ash belongs to the military. Lily is loaded into the transport. Ash climbs in beside her. Before the doors close, he looks back at the Dresnik Tower. 80 floors of glass and steel and stolen lives. Kale stands in the lobby, one hand on his throat, watching. But tonight, Ash won. Tonight, his sister will live. The transport lifts off. The tower shrinks in the window. Ash holds Lily's hand and watches the city blur beneath them. For the first time in 3 months, she breathes without the mechanical assist. Military Hospital 7 is a fortress disguised as a medical facility. Armed guards at every entrance. Drone patrols overhead. Ash's mother gets a room adjacent to Lily's, with actual windows and food that does not come from a vending machine. She cries when she sees him. She does not ask questions. She just holds him, and for a few minutes he is not Zero. He is just a son. Colonel Ven visits at noon with a folder and a woman Ash has never seen before, tall, scarred, with a mechanical arm and the dead-eyed stare of someone who has killed more than she can count. This is Captain Sarah Voss, Ven says. She will be your training officer, effective immediately. Sarah looks Ash up and down. He's skinny. He killed a Category 3 with 1 cut. I saw the footage. That's why I'm here. Sarah extends her mechanical hand. The grip is cold and precise. Training starts tomorrow. Don't be late. Don't be weak. Don't waste my time. The training is brutal. Not because Sarah is cruel. She is not really, but because she understands that the world is not going to let him stay safe. The world does not wait while he trains. 2 weeks in, the first attack comes. A poison, delivered through the hospital's food supply, targeting Lily's room specifically. The military's bioscanners catch it, but the message is clear. The investigation points to a shell corporation linked to the Dresnik family. Colonel Ven increases security to maximum. The second attack comes 3 days later. A cadet approaches Ash during a sparring break and activates a suicide ability. His body converts to explosive crystal shards. Sarah intercepts it. Her kinetic redirection catches the blast and funnels it upward. The attacker dies. The yard is cratered. Sarah's mechanical arm is damaged beyond repair. That night, Ash sits in the repair bay while Sarah's new arm is fitted. She does not complain. She does not blame him. But she says something that lodges in his mind like a splinter. You're a weapon, Zero. A weapon that every faction wants to aim at their enemies. Until you become something more. A soldier, a leader, a symbol. You will always be a target. And the people around you will always be collateral. He thinks about it for 3 days. Then he goes to Colonel Ven with a proposal. I want to take the combat aptitude test. Officially. Under my real name. I want a rank reassessment. Ven raises an eyebrow. The stone gave you F. The stone does not lie. The stone measured storage. I'm not storage. Test me again. Let the world see. She agrees. Not because she believes it will change his rank, but because she wants data. The test is scheduled for the end of the month in the main awakening arena, broadcast live. The night before the test, Nomi finds him on the hospital roof. The city sprawls below, a sea of lights and smoke. She stands beside him, leaning on the railing, with her uneven hair blowing in the wind. Are you ready? She asks. I don't know. Sarah says I've improved. But the test measures potential, not current strength. Then why take it? Because the world still thinks I'm a fluke. If I get re-ranked, they'll stop treating me like a curiosity and start treating me like a threat. Threats get respect. Respect means fewer people trying to poison my sister. Nomi is quiet for a long moment. Then she says, I used to think the system was unchangeable. You changed that. Not with your ability, with your refusal to accept the label. Ash looks at her. In the rooftop light, Nomi is not beautiful in the way people usually mean. But she is something rarer. She is true. Why do you help me? He asks. You're a medic. You can stay out of all this. Because 3 years ago, I had a patient. A little girl with crystal spores in her lungs. She was dying. Her brother sat by her bed every night reading her stories, telling her she would be okay. He never missed a night, not one. Nomi meets his eyes. You didn't know me then. I was just a junior medic. But I noticed you. And I thought if someone like that ever got power, the world would change. I wanted to see it happen. The arena is packed, 30,000 seats. Every screen in the city tuned to the broadcast. The hashtag trending this morning is what will Ash rank? No one predicts S. S rank is legendary. S rank is sovereign. A boy from Sector 17 cannot be S. Kale Dresnik is in the front row. His throat is healed, but his pride is not. He wears a high-collared coat and an expression of calculated indifference. Beside him, his father Lucan watches with cold, analytical eyes. The Dresniks are not here to support. They are here to measure. Ash walks onto the platform. The proctor, an elderly man with rank S telemetry abilities, gestures for him to place his hand on the stone. Ash obeys. The stone warms. Light pulses. The screen flickers. Rank assessment in progress. The crowd goes silent. The screen displays rapid sub-results. Ability type, spatial manipulation, void. Subtype, reclassate, absolute expansion. Defense, penetration, 100%. Gasps ripple through the audience. Defense penetration at 100% is considered impossible. The stone's algorithm checks itself 3 times. The number does not change. Final rank, calculating. The calculation takes 30 seconds. The longest 30 seconds of Ash's life. The screen resolves. Rank S, not A, not BS. The arena erupts, not into cheers, into chaos. Shouts of disbelief, accusations of error. The proctor rechecks the stone's calibration. It is flawless. The result stands. Ash Vance, the boy who was supposed to be nothing, is rank S, the first in 17 years. Kale Dresnik's face goes white. Lucan's expression does not change, but his grip on his armrest tightens until the leather creaks. In the military box, Colonel Ven allows herself a thin smile. Sarah nods once, a gesture of approval more meaningful than applause. Ash removes his hand from the stone. The light fades. He looks at the crowd, at the shocked faces, the scrambling journalists, the analysts tearing through data. Then he speaks. The arena microphones pick up his voice. 2 months ago, this stone said I was worthless. Today it says, I am sovereign. The stone did not change. I changed. The system is not broken because it misjudges people. It is broken because it treats judgment as permanent. Every F rank in this city, every person you've dismissed, mocked, abandoned, has the potential to become something you cannot predict. Remember that. He steps off the platform. The celebration lasts exactly 1 day. At dawn on the 2nd day, the emergency sirens sound across the entire eastern sector. Not the drill sirens, the real ones. A beast tide is coming, and this time it is not simulated. Ash is in the hospital sitting beside Lily's bed. She is awake now, the spores removed, her lungs healing. She smiles when she sees him. He has not told her about the rank. He was waiting for the right moments, her voice small. What is that? Lily asks. The sirens... Small. Nothing. Stay here. I'll be back. He finds Colonel Ven in the command center. Holographic maps show a red wave approaching the city from the gray expanse. Hundreds of beasts moving in coordinated formations. This is not a random tide. This is an invasion. Someone is directing them, Ven says. We intercepted a signal, a beast controller. The frequency has a Dresnik encryption layer. Ash's blood runs cold. Lucan is causing this? Not causing, exploiting. I believe Lucan triggered this tide to create a crisis that only he can resolve, solidifying his political position and distracting from your rise. But the situation has escalated beyond his control. How long? 6 hours, maybe less. Ash looks at the map. He cannot kill an army of monsters, but he does not need to kill them all. He needs to find the controller. Cut the head, the body falls. Where's the controller? We don't know. The signal is mobile. Last known location is inside the tide itself. Then I go in. Ven shakes her head. Alone, against hundreds of beasts? Send me with a squad. Sarah, whoever else is available. We cut a path to the controller. I eliminate it. The tide stops. Ven studies him. She weighs risks and outcomes. Finally, she nods. The squad assembles in 40 minutes. Sarah Voss, mechanical arm, upgraded and gleaming. 2 other operatives, Jin, a rank A speedster with a perpetually bored expression, and Hala, a rank B barrier specialist whose shields can tank a category 4 for 30 seconds. Plus Ash. 4 people against an army. They deploy by airship, dropping into the gray expanse at the tide's eastern flank. The landscape is hell. Cracked earth, crystalline growths that pulse with sickly light. The sky is the color of bruises. Beasts move in the distance, their shapes indistinct but numerous. Sarah takes point. They move. The first engagement comes 7 minutes in, a pack of crystal hounds, 20 strong. Jin weaves through them, his speed leaving afterimages. Sarah redirects their lunges, using their own momentum to slam them into each other. Hala projects shimmering walls that funnel the beasts into a kill zone. Ash waits. The hounds are not the target. He saves his void for when it matters. They fight for 2 hours. The beasts come in waves, and the squad cuts through them. Each cut drains him. The void is not infinite. It pulls from something deeper than stamina, something he does not yet understand. At the 200-meter mark, the first Category 5 appears. A crystal behemoth, larger than the one at the drill, its hide covered in reflective plates that scatter light into rainbows. It roars and charges. The corridor is too narrow for it. It crashes through the barrier wall, shattering Hala's construct. She screams and collapses. The corridor fails. Ash is alone with the behemoth. Jin and Sarah are pinned by the remaining beasts.
We've reached the end of part 1. If you made it this far and enjoyed the story, go ahead and leave your like to support the channel. Don't forget to subscribe so we can reach our goal of the first 1,000 subscribers. Comment part 2 below so I can bring you the continuation. If we get more than 10 comments, I'll release the next part for you all. See you in the next video.